Ramana Jaya Jaya Navala Kishore Jaya Gopi Chit Chora Prabhu Jaya Gopi Chit Chora Prabhu Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी पधारे हुए भक्त वृंद, इस सभा को परम सुशोभित करने वाले हमारे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कृष्ण भावनामृत संघ इस्कॉन के वरिष्ठ भक्तगण, दूर दूर से
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. I extend my heartfelt gratitude and warm greetings to all the senior Vaishnavas of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. I extend my warm greetings to the host family, the Patni family, who have organized this beautiful katha in the loving memory of Shri Damji Devji Soni, Shri Damji Devji Soni, Shri Kanji Damji Patni, and Shri Prabhudas Damji Patni. This katha is being organized from 3 different countries. In London, the hosts are Shri Naveen Bhai and Ranjan Ben, the son and daughter-in-law to late Damji Devji Soni, Ramesh Bhai and Murli Ben, the son and daughter-in-law to late Damji Devji Soni. From Australia, Arvind Bhai and Indira Ben, the son and daughter-in-law to late Kanaji Damji Patni, and from Nairobi, Shobha Ben, wife to late Prabhudas Damji Patni. I welcome each one of you to the first day katha of this katha, which would be running for 7 days. I also extend my warm greetings and welcome to all the devotees who have joined us on platforms like Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. Radhe Shyam. It's a great fortune that the resolution which had been taken up by the Patni family quite some time back is getting materialized today. In Shrimad Bhagavatam Katha, there are numerous activities, like there is Kirtan, like there is Harinam, and amongst all such things, amongst all such acts, the most important one is that you get to have the company of the saints, of the holy people. In our Vedas and Shastras, a question has been raised. Who is an intelligent one? So the question in Vedas and Shastras is, who is an intelligent person? And the answer is, an intelligent one is the one who does some things and does not do some other things. According to Shastras, the one who abandons 11 things or acts is called an intelligent person. So like you see, the Katha is going on Zoom platform for quite some time, but then there was a gap of around 15-20 days. So this should not occur to you that Govind TV or me, we were sitting idle. This Govind TV actually makes me work very, very hard. So this Govind TV has approached me that every day we must come up with one wonderful principle or thought of the Shastras and Vedas to the devotees. So basically they went on to ask me for almost 350 such principles or quotations or thought for the day, so that Govind TV can distribute it, circulate it amongst the devotees. So I had been doing all this in the so-called vacation that we had, or the break that we had, that I attempted to pick up such thoughts and quotations for each one of you. And this would be uploaded on the website quite soon. So I told Govind TV that first of all, the quote of Srila Prabhupada must occur, followed by the quote of our Gurudev, and then my research work. So, when I was going through it, I went across the thought and quote of Srila Prabhupada, which goes something like this, that you can see on your screens. So this was said by Srila Prabhupada on this day, on 3rd of August, 3rd August 1976 in Paris. So Srila Prabhupada was in Paris on this day in 1976, and he uttered this. So Srila Prabhupada says that whatever is fresh is abundant in vitamins. So grow fresh, eat fresh. So, looking at you, even I get this feel that you are completely fresh today, full of energies. So it's like you people are completely full of energy and vitamins. So it appears that you people are full of different kind of vitamins and qualities. And the only reason is that it is so because you people have been into devotion and spiritual service. Our Lord Krishna is always called as completely fresh. In Chaitanya Charitamrut, it is said that our Lord Krishna is always fresh, all the times, and such wonderfully fresh Lord Krishna. And if we render service to such wonderful, fresh God, then even we go on to appear completely fresh. So what is there on the screen? You can also find that on our website. So we have worked upon this and attempted to present this to you. 5 things are talked about in this. So actually 11 things are taught about. I apologize.
वर्जयेत सह प्रधान आपने प्रज्ञावान प्रज्ञा ज्ञ माने बुद्धि प्र माने प्रकृष्ट बुद्धि पूर्ण बुद्धि तो इस दुनिया में पूर्ण बुद्धि वाला और पूर्ण बुद्धि में भी प्रधान लास्ट में आप देख सकते हैं प्रज्ञावान
So somebody who is fully an intellectual or fully intelligent person, foremost amongst the intelligent person. So the foremost amongst the most intellectual, only such a person who gives upon 11 things can be considered as the foremost amongst the intellectual persons. So such a person is considered to be the foremost intellectual person amongst the intellectuals, the one who gives out or abandons 11 things like.
तो कहते हैं छल वर्जयेत, ये वर्जयेत शब्द सबके साथ लगेगा जो अपने जीवन से छल को वर्जित कर देता है, छल त्याग देता है.
So a person
वो प्रज्ञावानों में बुद्धिमानों में प्रधान है. बुद्धिमानों
who gives up tricking the others is considered the intellectual amongst the most intellectual persons.
दंभ माने छल कपट. भगवान रामचंद्र रामायण में कहते हैं,
Lord Ram goes on to say in Ramayan,
पसंद कर लेता हूं. वैसे काम अच्छी चीज नहीं है, लेकिन भगवान रामचंद्र कहते हैं कि मैं कामी आदमी को भी प्राप्त हो जाऊंगा. अरे क्रोधी को भी प्राप्त हो जाऊंगा.
Lord Ram goes on to say in Ramayan that I may be attained by a person who is filled with carnal desires, who is filled with anger, though too much of carnal desires or too much of anger, or somebody who is very miser, even I may be attained by such persons. But a person who has the habit of tricking the others, such a person can never attain me, because somebody who tricks others is a person whom I abhor.
बुद्धिमानों में भी महाबुद्धिमानों में भी सबसे उत्तम बुद्धिमान कौन है? जो अपने जीवन से छल कपट को त्याग देता है, दंभ को त्याग देता है.
So somebody who is a cheat, somebody who tricks others, such a person can never attain me, says Lord Ram in Ramayan. So what is actually the real sense of, what is the real meaning of tricking or cheating others? So basically, it's like what you're not, but you exhibit what exactly you are. For example, if somebody is not a devotee, but then he would exhibit out that there cannot be any devotee greater than him. So portraying what you're not is cheating, is tricking. So who gives up on cheating, who gives up on tricking, is really a wonderful intellectual act. Secondly, attachment. So somebody who abandons attachment can be considered an intellectual person. It is this attachment which goes on to develops in us continuous, incessant jealousies. Even Tulsidas ji has said something on this. So Tulsidas ji goes on to say, oh attachment, oh love, oh affection, you never went out of my heart. So this attachment basically goes on to burn spirituality, devotion, just like a lamp, just like the fire of a lamp burns the cotton. The third thing to be abandoned is,
बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति वो है जो अपने जीवन से तीसरी वस्तु को त्याग देता है
so the
और वो
third
है
thing
मात्सर्य। मात्सर्य
that
क्या
should
है?
be abandoned is matsarya, that is jealousy.
और ईर्ष्या माने आप
So
तो
somebody
नहीं होगा क्योंकि आप तो ईर्ष्या करते ही नहीं है, आप तो
who abandons or gives up
करो जी फ्रेश
jealousy can be certainly considered the intellectual amongst the most intellectuals.
मात्सर्य और ईर्ष्या
So
दोनों
what
चीजें
is
एक ही
jealousy? See, matsarya and isha is almost the
ईर्ष्या
same.
माने दूसरों की प्रगति
Jealousy
को देखकर
means
जलना। हमारी बाजू की दुकान वाले का इतना बिजनेस क्यों
getting unhappy looking at the success of somebody else. So it's like you become sad
इसे कहते हैं ईर्ष्या।
looking at the progress of somebody else. So this is what is called as
अच्छा,
jealousy.
ईर्ष्या और मात्सर्य में थोड़ा सा अंतर ये है,
Slight differences there in
ईर्ष्या
jealousy and
मन में
matsarya.
होती है,
So jealousy is in the heart.
में क्या होता है
And what happens in case of matsarya,
जिससे ईर्ष्या
basically
हो
it's a step
उसकी
following jealousy.
उसका बिगाड़ने का प्रयास करना,
So a
मतलब
person who
उसको कैसे गिरा
is under the influence of matsarya would
ईर्ष्या में
go
तो
on to
केवल
do
आदमी जलता
harm
है,
against the person towards
लेकिन
whom
जलने
he
के
is
बाद जिसके प्रति
actually
जलता है
jealous
उसको
of.
गिराने का प्रयास इसे मात्सर्य कहते हैं। और जो व्यक्ति इस मात्सर्य को त्याग देता है वो बुद्धिमानों का भी
So
बुद्धिमान माना जाता है।
the one who gives up on
श्लोक में लिखा है।
jealousy can be considered as the intelligent amongst the
मैं गिना
intelligent.
रहा हूं कि दंभम वर्जयेत,
So I'm very confident that none of you have all these bad qualities. I'm just making a calculation.
चौथा कहते हैं पाप कृत्यम वर्जयेत, जीवन में सभी प्रकार के छोटे बड़े सारे पापों को वर्जयेत, त्याग देना चाहिए। तो आप जानते ही हैं
Further, what must be abandoned is all different kinds of sins. So you know, in Vedas it is said that any act, any activity which is done against God is considered as a sin. So all in all, how many have we understood so far? 4.
जॉन नारायण जी चार हुए ना, ठीक है। फिर पांचवा कहते हैं राजद्विष्टम वर्जयेत,
So fifth one is
द्वेष करना त्याग देना चाहिए। मैंने कई लोगों को देखा
not to go against the sovereign, not to go against the leader.
राजा से, नेता से, लीडरों से,
See, I have been a witness to this,
आदि सेवकों से
that people become envious
कई लोगों को देखा।
and they go against
मतलब कोई
their leader.
अध्यक्ष, कोई
For example, a chairman of the temple committee also.
चला रहा है, मंदिर का प्रेसिडेंट है और दो पांच लोग उनकी प्रशंसा करते हैं ना, ये कितना अच्छा मंदिर चलाते हैं, कितनी अच्छी
So
संस्था
I have been a witness to this particularly, that if somebody is being appreciated who is a position holder and that he is appreciated by some people, so you know a group of people
इसे
develops
कहते हैं राजद्वेष्टम,
angst and also jealousy against that particular leader.
वालों के प्रति द्वेष, राजद्वेष्टम नहीं करना चाहिए।
So one should give up
फिर आगे
upon this.
पैशुनम, पैशुनम का अर्थ होता है चुगलखोरी।
Next is backbiting,
किसी गुरु के पास जाकर या किसी
being a
व्यक्ति के पास जाकर,
sycophant.
तुम जानती हो फलाना आदमी तो ऐसा करता है,
So it's like
जानते हो वो ऐसा करता है, वो ऐसा करता है,
one Mataji would go to somebody
बारे में ही जान
and talk about the world, highlighting the
आदत सी
issues
पड़ गई है
and the
पैशुनम,
negatives of a particular person.
दूसरों की चुगली करने
So
की,
backbiting has become a part of
त्याग देता है,
many of our lives.
सब प्रज्ञावान
So this backbiting should be given up.
प्रधान माना
The sycophancy should be given up, and somebody who does so gives upon sycophancy is considered the intellectual amongst the most intellectual persons. Next is Pugveram.
भौतिक या आध्यात्मिक किसी भी ग्रुप से पूर्वैरम, पूर्वैरम माने किसी भी ग्रुप से वैर नहीं करना चाहिए। फलाने गुरु महाराज का ग्रुप ऐसा,
Spiritually or emotionally or intellectually, one should not develop
सबसे बड़ी
enmity.
अपना ब्लड ग्रुप पता नहीं और दूसरे का ग्रुप और दूसरों के प्रति वैर
So some people do engage in activities that X and XYZ guru is good,
दूसरों के
ABC is
गुरु
bad.
के प्रति
So
वैर नहीं होना चाहिए
not developing enmity against anyone.
मत वर्जयेत सप्रज्ञावान प्रधान जो अपने जीवन से मत माने अभिमान जो
So false ego and pride has to be given up. And if a person does that, he is considered the intellectual amongst most intellectual person. The one who gives up on madness is considered the intellectual amongst the intellectuals. The one who abandons the company of bad people is considered an intellectual. So the one who does not get into arguments, illogical arguments, is considered an intellectual person. So in this shloka, the guidance is being given to humans that if you want to become great, if you want to be called an intellectual, these 11 things must be abandoned. So you see, some of us might have this doubt and also a question. It's quite tough to give up upon such 11 things. And it's very, very tough to overcome all such things. So if it is too tough, then I would say, if you just go on to become a stickler to one thing, then by default, these 11 things shall be abandoned. And if you become a stickler to that one thing, all the 11 things which ideally should be abandoned by an intellectual person, for sure will be abandoned. Within the flip of a second, these 11 things will be abandoned. If you imbibe one thing in your life. So do you want to know what is that one thing? Suppose, right upon this moment, if I tell you that you should abandon 11 things, and if those 11 things you can't do it, then you just accept one thing, and accepting that one thing, that 11 things would be abandoned by itself. So what is that one thing? That one thing is satsang. So the time, the moment we engage ourselves in satsanga, with immediate effect, those 11 things are abandoned. You might have witnessed this. You might have experienced this. Howsoever highly placed a person is, howsoever prideful he might be, the moment he enters a temple, he sets his footwear aside and comes as a normal person to the temple. So, till the time you're engaged in satsang, these 11 things will not touch you. And if you continuously, regularly engage yourself in satsanga, then these 11 things will certainly be eliminated from your lives. And that's the reason in our Shastras it has been advocated and advised that we must go for sadhu sang. So there might be a question in your minds and hearts that, okay, we would go for sadhu sang, the company of sadhus, but then those sadhus and saints go on to help only the good people and not the bad ones. So I want to share with you that on this day, the same day, even Gurudev had made a very beautiful statement which is there on your screens. So You can also read by yourself on the screens.
लोहे के एक टुकड़े से भगवान के मंदिर में उनका भोग बनाने के लिए चाकू बनाया जाता है। लोहे का कोई टुकड़ा हो और उस लोहे के एक टुकड़े से कोई चाकू बना दे और उस चाकू से भगवान के मंदिर में भगवान के लिए पनीर की सब्जी बनाने के लिए, टमाटर आलू काटने के लिए, मतलब भगवत सेवा में कोई चाकू
His Holiness Shri Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj has also mentioned on this day that using a piece of iron, a knife may be created, and that knife may get used in temple to prepare offerings for the Lord. Another knife may also be created using a piece of iron, which may be used by a butcher to cut the meat. However, the touchstone, the parismani, the touchstone shall never exhibit, shall never make any discrimination and turn both of them into gold on coming in contact with it. So be it the knife which is being used in the temple in the service of the Lord, or the knife which had been used by the butcher for cutting the meat into pieces. So a touchstone will not show any discrimination that whether the knife which had been used for cutting the meat or the other knife which was used in the service of the Lord. So touchstone will transform both of them instantly into gold. So such is the nature of saintly Vaishnavas. Such is also the effect of saintly Vaishnavas. And what is that? That the saintly Vaishnavas benefit all the souls who come in contact with them without exhibiting any discriminations, whether he is an exalted devotee or he is a junior devotee. So touchstone goes on to make anything that comes in touch with it into gold. But Vaishnavas go on to make any person who comes in contact with them as pure and as holy as they are. They transform such a person into beloved of gods. And hence, such is the importance of Vaishnava souls. And we are so fortunate that Srila Prabhupada went on to transform even the biggest of the sinners of the Western world. Whosoever turned up to Srila Prabhupada exhibited compassion, love towards them, and he transformed each one of them into saints like his own self. So you see, just some time back, we celebrated the foundation day of Iskcon. This is the 125th birth year of Srila Prabhupada, which is running. So Srila Prabhupada, when he was touring the Western countries, and he was engaged in high level of Bhagvat Prachar, and he used to transform people by his touch, by his contact, by his speech, whomsoever he met. In the last 10 years of his material age, Srila Prabhupada went on to circumambulate the world 10 times. And during such one time, he reached Africa And in Africa, he reached to Kenya. So there were many devotees who accompanied Srila Prabhupada. So if you see, Prabhupada had begun the movement from America. So you see, foreign devotees used to stay around Srila Prabhupada. And such foreign devotees weren't aware as to how to render services to a guru. But how fortunate we are that the blood vessels of each one of us, whether a devotee or not, but he does know how to offer services to a saint who has arrived at home. So Srila Prabhupada reached Africa, and in Africa, in Kenya. So Srila Prabhupada went on to visit the house of a householder in Kenya. So this person's house, this house belonged to Damji Bhai and his wife. So Srila Prabhupada reached Damji Bhai's residence. He was born in India, Damji Bhai. So what did Damji Bhai do? Damji Bhai made Srila Prabhupada sit and by his own hands wash the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. After many years, Srila Prabhupada felt that after many years, somebody is offering services in really exact sense of the term. So Srila Prabhupada was contemplating that it has happened after so many years that somebody is offering services in the real sense of the term, while his lotus feet were being washed by water, by Panchamrit. And when Mataji came, she offered tilak on the forehead of Srila Prabhupada. At that time, Srila Prabhupada said to his devotees who were accompanying him that, look, this is how a saint is to be welcomed or be offered service. This is how a saint is welcomed, offering the asan, washing the lotus feet, and offering tilak. So Srila Prabhupada went on to tell his devotees that this is what you should learn, how to welcome a Vaishnava, a saint. Dear devotees, I am so overwhelmed to share with you that this 303rd Bhagvat Katha is being organized by the family members of the same Damji Bhai. This is the same family who have gone on to offer warm welcome to Srila Prabhupada, wash his lotus feet, offer tilak to him. So if you ask me, just as Lord Shri Ram, after traveling for quite good number of days, reached the banks of river Ganga and Kevat, before making Lord Ram cross river Ganga, much before that, Kevat ensured that all his family members, by washing the lotus feet of Sri Ram, and made sure that all his family crossed the Bhavsagar. Similarly, Damji Bappa, by washing the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, Damji Bai went on to ensure that the 21 generations of the family crossed the Bhavsagar. As far as my knowledge goes, this doesn't occur to me that Kevat what was into special spiritual specialization nor a mantra. He only washed the lotus feet of the Lord and attained Lord for himself and for his family members. I have been knowing the members of Patni family for quite a long time. I never asked any member of this family if they have been initiated or not, because I am of the firm belief that just as Kevat, merely by washing the lotus feet of the Lord, Kevat himself along with his family attained Lord, similarly, Damji Bai, as he washed the lotus feet of the Lord, not only he but his 21 generations had already attained the Lord by such an act. So, Damji Baba washed the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada just like Kevat. And on the other hand, we also have this character of Shabri in Ramayan, who was looking forward for many years that Lord Ram would come and I would offer him something to eat. Sabri offered tilak to Sri Ram and offered meals. Similarly, Mataji from this family offered tilak and offered Prabhupada prasadam. And this way, for herself and for 21 generations to come, she ensured that the 21 generations are able to attain the Lord. The boat of Kevat was that of wood, but the boat of Patni family is of gold because they are Sonis after all. They deal in gold work. So here it goes. You can see that picture. This picture is of 1970s decade. So in 1970s, Prabhupada reached the house of Damji Parivar. Let's chant the holy Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So just like Kevat and Sabri of Ramayan, Damji Bai and Dudi Mataji offered warm reception to Srila Prabhupada. So Kevat had a wooden boat and the members of this family has golden boat. Some are sitting in Australia, some in UK and some in Kenya with the gold shop. See, there's something which is very interesting to be learned from the life of Kevat. Kevat became free from the bondage of this material world. So Kevat was not a saint or a sage or something. He was engaged in work, in business, and that was to row people from one bank to the other. So he never abandoned his job. But one act, one lesson that we must learn from Kevat is that Kevat was rowing his boat in Ganga. So you and me should also go on to continue our jobs and businesses and do it with labor and hard work. We must do it in the flow of Ganga. And what is the meaning of flow of Ganga? In the Balkanda of Ramayan, the flow of Ganga means devotion towards Lord, devotional life. Whatever we should do, whatever we should be committing ourselves to, must be within the realms of service towards the Lord. And in this way, we would be able to row ourselves to the bank. So, this katha is being organized by a Patni family, and we are very closely related to this Patni family. So you all know that I was born in Saurashtra at Bhavnagar. In Bhavnagar, we used to have Vaishri Patni was Bhavnagar Diwan. And he presented the basic principles of the Ramayan characters. And one couplet I always cherish, and that goes something like this.
હાસિત હાસિત એમ પુકારે હાસિત હાસિત એમ પુકારે આંખમાં આંસુની ધાર બનો પતિ તો બનુ એવો હતો સતી સીતને જેવો બનુ પતિ તો બનુ એવો હતો સતી સીતને પ્રભાશંકર પત્ની सो ऐसे पटनी परिवार के द्वारा ये इस सुंदर कथा का आयोजन हुआ है.
So this beautiful katha is being organized by such a beautiful, wonderful Patni family. Tamchi Mata and Dudi Mata went on to liberate themselves and became free of this bondage of material world. And they also ensured freedom from the bondage of this material world for their generations. So what shall we be doing? Is that we should offer our services to this family so that blessings can come to us. And how shall we serve this family? By talking about two contexts of Ramayan, where in one, Kevat washes the lotus feet of the Lord, and in the other, Shabri goes on to wash the lotus feet of the Lord. So for 7 days, we would be washing the lotus feet of this Patni family by speaking and listening about Kevat and Shabri for 7 days. And in the next 7 days to come, listening to Shabri Parivar, listening to Shabri Katha, we would offer tilak to this family. Listening to Kevat, we would be washing the lotus feet of the members of this Patni family so that the fruits got by Kevat and Shabri, the fruits got by Damji and Dudi Mataji, can also come to us. So in the 7 days Katha, we would be talking about the character of Kevat and Shabriji. You see, Kevat is very, very innocent and a naive a character. So when you read Ramayan, within 10 to 15 minutes, Kevat context gets over. And such is also the case with Shabriji. So you see, if you take a small nap while listening to Ramayan, the character of Sabri and Kevat goes off. You won't even get to know. But what a wonderful initiative of this family that for 7 days we would dwell upon Shabriji and Kevat. So Kevat gets a mention in Ayodhya Kand and Shabriji finds a mention in Aranya Kand of Ramayan. So for your enlightenment and knowledge, sage Valmiki does not mention Kevat. The character and the context of Kevat is very much enticing. Lord Ram got engaged in wonderful laughter in the character of Kevat. So particularly the story of Kevat involves a lot of laughter. Sage Valmiki did not mention Kevat. So I haven't read about this anywhere, but the logic that I got to deduce myself, that Sage Valmiki had been a very serious saint, and Kevat is all full of laughter. So you see, Sage Valmiki ji used to kill many birds and animals earlier, and then when he encountered Narad Muni, so after having gained knowledge and gyan from Narad Muni, he abandoned all the violent activities, and Naradji gave the name of Ram to him, and reciting the name of the Lord the other way round, he went on to recite and was able to attain Lord Ram. So maybe that's the reason he might have skipped. But Goswami Tulsidas ji, Goswami Tulsidas ji mentions Kevat. So Valmiki ji of Satyuga went on to become Goswami Tulsidas, and Tulsidas ji finds and mentions this context of Kevat. So the context of Kevat comes in Ayodhya Kand of Goswami Tulsidas. So in the 3 shlokas, Ramayankar goes on to offer Mangalacharan. So you see, we need to talk about these 2 characters for 7 days. So we should also go for Mangalacharan so that we are able to concentrate nicely upon this katha. So whenever we begin an auspicious act, Mangalacharan is done and offered so that without any obstacles, the act gets completed. So by offering Mangalacharan, one gets the blessings of Guru and the Vaishnavas and the Lord. So Balkand is over. In Ayodhya Kand, in the beginning, by way of 3 shlokas, Mangalacharan is done and pranam is offered to the Lord. So you see, you are aware of the different pranam mantras of Lord Krishna, of Radharani, of Gurudev. So when we offer obeisances to Lord Ram, what mantra should we recite? So there are 2 wonderful mantras which are before you when you offer your obeisances to Lord Ram, and which are presented in the Ramayan at the starting of, at the beginning of Ayodhya Kand. So the Mangalacharan shloka goes like this. So it is there at the bottom of your screens.
सदु मुखाम्बुज श्री रघुनंद नास्य मे मुखाम्बुज श्री रघुनंद नास्य मे सदास्तु सामन जो मंगल प्रदा। गोस्वामी जी अयोध्या के प्रथम श्लोक में मंगलाचरण में कहते हैं,
So Tulsidas ji says in the shloka,
गत अभिषेकत अभिषेकत गत गत माने गति होने जा रही है, मतलब होने जा रहा है। क्या होने जा रहा है? अभिषेक होने जा रहा है। कौन सा अभिषेक? राज्याभिषेक।
so Tulsidas ji says
राज्याभिषेक होने जा रहा
that Lord Ram is being declared as heir apparent.
या माने जिस राम जी के चेहरे पर न प्रसन्नता, तनिक भी प्रसन्नता नहीं है।
So there is no sign of happiness on the face and forehead of Lord Shri Ram. So what does it mean? That Lord Ram was not happy when he was being declared as heir apparent. So you see, in any country, after an election, when a leader is being declared as the chosen leader and he's being sworn in as a leader, so don't you observe how happy he becomes, isn't it? So you might have handled and undergone some examination. Let's say where you score 50 or 60 out of 100, you feel so happy. Somebody plays a mobile game and if he wins, he becomes utterly happy. And see, look at a cricket tournament going on and you're watching it on TV. You're not directly related, anywhere related to the team, but still you become overwhelmingly happy. And look at Lord Ram, that he is being declared as the king of Ayodhya, but still he is not exhibiting any happiness on his face.
या माने जो रामचंद्र प्रसन्नताम न प्रसन्न नहीं थे, कब? गताभिषेकत, अभिषेक जब होने।
So such Lord Ram, who was not happy when he was being declared as heir apparent to Ayodhya. So let us now understand why Lord Ram was not happy when he was being declared as heir apparent to Ayodhya. So what was the mental state of Lord Ram? So Lord Ram was contemplating that I am being declared as heir apparent to Ayodhya. So Lord Ram was contemplating that I have 3 more brothers who have been brought up like me, who have eaten the same things together. So be it Bharat, Lakshman or Shatrugna, who were born along with me. Then today, when it comes to the sitting king, King Dashrath, who is supposed to declare his heir apparent to Ayodhya, so he should have ideally, King Dashrath should have ideally declared along with me Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrugna also as the king. So Lord Ram was unhappy because Lord Ram was thinking that so far in our clan there was never a spot on the clan, and this spot shall come because despite the 4 brothers who were born together, who were named together, who undergone Churakraman Sanskar together, the Vidya Sanskar, and even the marriage ceremony and sanskar were held together. So when everything happened at the same time for all our brothers, then the king should have declared all the four of us as the king or as the heir apparent to Ayodhya. Then why did King Dashrath only declared me as the king? Why did the king abandon the three other brothers of mine? Why at all? Just because somebody is elder by age does not mean that one becomes elder. So Lord Ram was having this thought that even my younger brother should have been treated with equity and should have been given an opportunity to rule Ayodhya as the king. So I would say that when in a family or an institution or a society, if an elder brother or the elder member of the family feels that whatever rights are coming to me, whatever rights and privileges are being extended to me, that such privileges should also be extended and be coming even to the younger simultaneously. So such a society or an institution or a family, we can say, has gone on to attain Ram Rajya. So Goswami Tulsidas ji in the beginning says that being declared the heir apparent, just about to be declared as the king after King Dashratha, Lord Ram was not exhibiting any signs of happiness. While on the other hand, when Lord Ram gets to know that it is the wish and desire of Kaikeyi who had asked King Dashrath to make true the two benedictions come true. So at that time, what happened? Goswami Tulsidas ji writes that when it came to getting banished to the forests for 14 years, going for exile into the forests for 14 years, Lord Ram exhibited no anxiety or any displeasure or did not become sad. So if you see, today if a person is banished from the state, even if he is not given an exile into the forest, if a person is banished from a society, family, or institution, for sure the face of the person becomes frowned. So Lord Ram, who did not become happy or exhibited happiness while being declared as heir apparent, or did not become sad when being banished into the forests. So you see, the happiness was of one of the highest degrees, and even the sad event was also of high degrees. So Lord Ram actually had a balance. So Goswami Tulsidas ji goes on to write that such a person who is balanced in adverse as well as favorable circumstances, I offer my obeisances to such great a Lord, Lord Ram. And in the second shloka of Mangalcharan, Goswami Tulsidas ji goes on to write what is there at the bottom of your screen. So Goswami Tulsidas ji writes,
पाणो महाशा यकचारु चापम पाणो महाशा यकचारु चापम नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् नीलांबुज श्यामल कोमलांगम नील नील माने नीला ब्लू कैसा नीला, नीले में भी बहुत वेरिएशन होते हैं ना, तो
So,
कैसा?
what kind of blue?
तो अम्बुद, अम्बुद माने पानी से भरे हुए मेघ के समान।
So, the color blue,
पानी से भरे हुए मेघ
the
के
blue,
समान नीला श्याम वर्ण का
which is
उसका
like
शरीर है।
the clouds full of
दो
water,
विशेषता बताई, एक तो
and
भगवान
also the
का
body.
कैसा है, श्याम वर्ण का। कुछ लोग कहते हैं ना
So,
राम
actually,
के
here
रंग
two
के हैं।
qualities
हाँ,
of the body of Lord
रामायण
Sri
में
Ram
राम को ग्रीन भी
are being
बोलते हैं,
talked about.
गलत नहीं
One
है,
is the
लेकिन
color
इस
of the
रामायण में
body.
क्या कहते हैं,
In southern India, in some of the Ramayans, even green is mentioned.
भरे हुए
So
बादल के
here the
समान
color is
नीला
being
रंग का भगवान
described,
रामचंद्र के शरीर का
that the
रंग है।
clouds which are full of water, that blue
कोमलांगम,
color of the clouds. So one,
बहुत कोमल
the
शरीर
blue
है
color
भगवान
body,
रामचंद्र का।
and also very tender the body, like the lotus flower.
जिसके अंग कोमल है,
So the one who has tender body, delicate body like that of lotuses, and also the blue color of the clouds which bear water with them. And Sita ji, who stands on the left side of such Lord, and Lord who has the bow which decorates his hands. I offer my obeisances to such a Lord. So in a way, entire Ramayana is being talked about in this shloka. Complete Ramayana gets to find a mention here in this shloka.
या ये पूरी रामायण जो है वो 4 भाग में विभाजित की गई है।
So entire Ramayana is divided majorly into 4 parts. One is the Bal Leela, the other one being Vibha Leela, then the Ran Leela, and the Rajya Leela, when he became the king. So the two qualities of the body, the complexion and also the tender body, delicate body. So here, basically, the Bal Leela, the childhood pastimes, is finding a mention. And in the second half of the first line, the Vibha Leela of Lord Ram is being mentioned. In the first half of the second line, the Ran Leela, the fighting Leela, is being mentioned. And in the second half of the second line, the Rajya Leela, the state pastime, have been mentioned. So in the state of Lord Ram, offering is done to Lord Ram, and Lord Shiva would every day visit Ayodhya and offer his obeisances and pranams by reciting various mantras. Hence, in this manner, in the beginning of Ayodhya Kand, these two shlokas have been mentioned in Mangalacharan. Now let's talk about the third mantra of the Mangalacharan. We all must recite this mantra for sure. So what is the third mantra of Mangalacharan? So the mantra goes like this.
क्या कहते हैं? श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनऊं रघुवर बिमल जसो बरनऊं रघुवर बिमल जसो जो दायक फल चारि जो दायक फलिचार। जो
So,
दायक फल चार, जो दायक देने वाले, क्या देने वाले?
Jo
फल।
Dayak Falchari means somebody
चार फल,
who offers the
जो
fruits of
चार
four
फल
kinds.
दायक देने वाले हैं। कौन से चार फल देने वाले हैं? धर्म, अर्थ,
So, what are
काम,
the
मोक्ष।
four
धर्म,
fruits?
अर्थ, काम,
Dharma,
मोक्ष।
Arth, Kam,
चार प्रकार
Moksha.
के फल देने वाले क्या? तो रघुवर चरित है। भगवान
So, the
रामचंद्र की
four
कथा, रामचंद्र
full
की
fruits
कथा
of life,
चार प्रकार
Dharma,
के फल
Arth,
देता है।
Kam, and Moksha. So, worshipping
लेकिन
Lord
राम
Ram
कथा को
gives the
पढ़ने से
fruits
पूर्व,
of four
सुनने से पूर्व
types of life.
मैं राम जी को प्रणाम नहीं करता, मैं किसको प्रणाम कर रहा हूँ? श्री गुरु
Dharma, Arth,
चरण
Kama,
सरोज
Moksha.
रज। मैं
So,
गुरु जी
whom
के
am I offering
चरणों
my
की धूल
pranam
को
to?
प्रणाम करता हूँ।
Not to Lord Ram, but
तो ये
to the
तत्व
dust
है।
of the
ये
lotus
मंत्र
feet of the
हनुमान
Guru.
चालीसा के प्रारंभ में भी है
So, you see, this
और
mantra is there in the beginning of Hanuman Chalisa
लिखा हुआ
also,
है। इसका
and
अर्थ आप समझ
the
सकते
same
हैं,
also
इसका
finds a
अर्थ लिखा
mention
हुआ है।
in the
इसे
beginning
हनुमान
of
चालीसा में भी रखा गया,
Ayodhya
भागवत में भी रखा गया।
in Mangalacharan. So, after cleansing the mirror
श्री
of
गुरु
my
चरण
mind
सरोज, अब हनुमान
with the
चालीसा
pollen
में क्यों
dust
रखा गया?
of Holy
ये
Guru's
रहस्य
lotus
क्या है?
feet,
लेकिन इसको हनुमान चालीसा गाने से पहले गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी ने गाया क्यों?
so you see,
क्योंकि हनुमान
before
जी रोज
reciting
राम कथा
Hanuman
सुनने के
Chalisa,
लिए
why did Goswami
तुलसीदास जी
Tulsidas
के
ji
पास आते थे।
added this mantra?
एक
Because
दिन हनुमान जी आए,
Hanumanji would daily
बोले
visit
आज क्या
Goswami
सुनाओगे?
Tulsidas ji to listen
कौन सा चरित्र सुनाओगे?
about Lord Ram.
गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी ने कहा कि आज
So
रघुनाथ चरित्र नहीं, आज हनुमंत चरित्र सुनाने की इच्छा है।
one day,
हनुमान जी
Lord
बोले
Hanuman
बताइए,
asked
मेरा चरित्र
that
कोई
today,
सुनाएगा क्या?
what shall you
विनम्रता,
make me hear?
कोई
Goswami
भक्त
Tulsidas ji
कथा सुनना
said
नहीं चाहता,
that today I will not talk
मेरा
about Lord
चरित्र
Ram,
सुनने लायक
but
नहीं
I'll
है।
talk about
मेरा
Hanuman.
चरित्र सुना, बोले
Hanumanji got
हनुमान
annoyed
जी खड़े हो गए,
that I don't want to listen about me, hear about me. I won't stay here, I'm leaving.
बोले क्या सुनाते हो?
Now,
तब उस समय
Tulsidas ji
गोस्वामी जी
said,
ने
wait,
श्लोक
I'll
बोला,
now make you hear something
चरण
else.
सरोज रज
So at
निज
that
मन
time,
मुकुर सुधार,
Goswami
बरनउँ
Tulsidas ji
रघुबर
said,
बिमल जसु।
Shri
जब
Guru Charan
राम जी
Saroj
के
Raj
निर्मल यश को गाने
Nij
लगे,
Manu
हनुमान
Mukuri
जी आसन पर
Sudhari
बैठ गए।
Parunav Raghubar Bimal Jasu
हनुमान जी
Chodayak
सिंहासन पर
Far
आसन पर
Chari.
बैठ गए। हनुमान जी
So
का
what did
कैसे बैठना
Tulsidas
है?
ji
एक
say?
बार आसन पर बैठ
After
गए, बैठ
cleansing
गए, फिर
the
समाधि
mirror
खड़े
of
नहीं हो पाते।
my mind with the pollen
गोस्वामी
dust
तुलसीदास
of
जी ने देखा कि
holy
हनुमान जी आसन पर जम के
Guru's
बैठे
lotus
हैं,
feet,
फिर शुरू कर दिया।
I profess the pure,
जब
untainted glory
हनुमान ज्ञान
of
गुण
Shri
सागर
Guru, Shri
कपीसा तिहुँ
Raghubar,
लोक
who
उजागर,
bestows the fourfold fruits
जन्म
of life,
जन्म बलदामा
fourfold fruits of
अंजनी
life,
सुत नामा।
Dharma, Arth, Kam,
अब
and
हनुमान जी खड़े
Moksha.
हो तो कैसे खड़े हो? वो तो जमा कर
So
बैठे
now
हैं।
Lord Hanuman places
मूल
himself
एक्चुअली तो
firmly
रामायण का है,
to
लेकिन मैंने
listen
हनुमान जी को
about the
इतना
glory
प्यार
of
दिया
Lord Ram.
कि वो
So
चरित्र हनुमान
basically,
चालीसा
this
में,
mantra
हनुमान
actually
चालीसा
belongs
में ये
to
मंत्र डाल दिया गया है एक्चुअली।
Ramayan, but to
परम
ensure
निर्मल यश, इस
that
मंत्र में तो राम
Hanuman
जी का
doesn't
यश
leave
भरा
and
है।
runs away.
हनुमान जी
That's
के
the
यश से
reason
भरा
this
है,
mantra is kept in
इसीलिए इसे
Hanuman
समझाया गया।
Chalisa also, so that he sits and
गुरु
listens.
चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारिया। कुछ दिन पहले गुरु पूर्णिमा गई ना, व्यास पूर्णिमा। सो व्यास पूर्णिमा का अवसर भी था और
So we had Vyas Purnima, which has just gone by. Even the Guru Purnima
श्री
went
गुरु
by some time
चरण,
back.
गुरु
So
जो
what is
है
being
चरण,
said?
पहले तो श्री गुरु,
Shri Guru Charan.
गुरु जो है वो सौभाग्यशाली होते हैं,
So Guru is all fortunate,
पूर्ण ज्ञान
full
वाले।
of reclusion.
ऐसे श्री गुरु के चरण कैसे हैं? तो सरोज, सरोवर में खिलने वाले कमल के समान गुरु जी
So
के चरण हैं।
the feet
और
of
गुरु जी
Shri
के
Guru
चरण की
are
रज
just like the
निज
lotus
मन
feet
मुकुर सुधार।
blooming in the
इसके लिए
lake.
हमें क्या करना चाहिए? राम कथा सुनने
So
और सुनाने से पहले
before
क्या करना चाहिए?
listening or
गुरु जी
reciting
के
Sri Ram
चरणों
Katha,
की रज को
the
लेकर
first thing
निज मन
that we must do is that we must first cleanse our mind. So I'm very confident that many people must be reciting this mantra, but if you ask them what is Mukur, they won't be able to answer. So if I give you some hint, maybe that maybe you're able to guess it. So Mukur is like you love something the most. So if Mukur is not there, then you see you feel lifeless. So Mukur is like that person whom you like so much. If he appears before you, so howsoever busy you might be, but for once you should stop. So you might do or not do something, but then you will certainly do something for Mukur. So that's the hint. So Mukur is actually mirror, the glass in which you can see yourself. So like mirror is something that all of us love, isn't it? Imagine a life without mirror where you can't see yourself. What shall be your life? So if there's no mirror, how much decked up you are, how would you be able to see yourself and appreciate yourself, isn't it? So this is fine that you glance yourself in the mirror for some time, but some people spend hours together looking themselves in the mirror. So here, what is being called as mirror? The mind. So our mind is just like the mirror. So in the mirror of our mind, we will see the world as the mind would have the image. You see, howsoever shall be the mirror, similar would be the image in it, isn't it? So as of now, what has happened? The mirror of our mind or the mind mirror actually has been deformed and gone bad. So how the mirror of the mind can be cleansed? The mirror of the mind can be cleansed only by the dust of the lotus feet of the Holy Guru. So the cleansing of the mind, the cleansing of the mirror of the mind can happen with the dust of the Holy Guru's lotus feet. So you see, why is it so important to cleanse the mind? So understand this mind first. See, man, buddhi, ahankar. Let us try to understand. We're slightly drifting. So man, buddhi, chitta and ahankar are not four different things. They're just one and the same. Man, buddhi, chitta and ahankar. So basically, these are the four facets of one thing. So this is called as Antahakaran Chatushtay. So man, buddhi, chit and ahankar, when they come together,
जब हमारा अंतःकरण विचारों का संग्रह करता है, विचारों का संग्रह,
so when there are thoughts in our mind and heart, it is called as chitta. So when a heart and mind takes a decision, it is called as buddhi. When a mind and heart develops the me feeling, I feeling, it is called as ahankar or pride. So antahakaran chatushtay. So this antahakaran chatushtay always accompanies us, resides with us, stays with us. The body comes and goes. So Kabir Das ji says, because we have come, we shall have to depart also. But this man, buddhi, chitta and ahankar for sure will remain with us always for eternity. And this antahakaran chatushtaya, if we want to purify it, if we want to cleanse the mirror of our mind, what shall we do? We should take the lotus, we should take the dust of the lotus feet of the holy Guru. Similar to this, one more mantra has been mentioned by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the essence of his teachings in Siksha Ashtakam. So the first blessing of Harinam is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes on to say,
Vidyavadhu Jivanam. श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु कहते हैं,
so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes on to say that to clean the mirror of our mind, if we want to cleanse the mirror of our minds, the remedy is, the solution is the kirtan of the name of the Lord, the chanting of the name of the Lord. So pay attention to what I'm saying. Goswami Tulsidas ji says in the shloka before you that the mirror of the mind can be cleansed by the dust of the lotus feet of the Guru. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that by doing Sankirtan, by doing Harinam, the mirror of the mind can be cleansed. So it's not contradictory, rather they're mutually inclusive of each other. How? You see, our mind certainly gets cleansed by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So the power, the strength to chant the holy name of the Lord, that strength can come only by the blessings of the holy Guru. So you see, it is the Guru who initiates us into spiritual life. He gives us the spiritual name, and he also gives us the mercy and blessings to chant the holy name. So only by the blessings of the Guru we can chant the holy name of the Lord. And only when we chant the holy name of the Lord that our mind, that the mirror of our mind gets cleansed. So if somebody says that I chant the name of the Lord bypassing the Guru, then it won't work. See, you can't meet any minister or prime minister directly. You have to go via the PA and the secretary of the prime minister, isn't it? So similarly, if we need to attain the Lord, or that if we need to recite the name of the Lord in complete sense of the term, then we can only do it by the blessings and mercy of the Guru. So the point that we must take home is that the blessings of the Lord, that we should chant, we should be able to chant the name of the Lord, and by chanting the name of the Lord, we should be able to cleanse the mirror of our mind. So if the question is, why do you want to cleanse the mirror of the mind? And the answer is that the cleansing is required so as to chant and sing the achievements of Lord Ram, the fame of Lord Ram. So, is it that without the mind being cleansed, that we cannot sing the fame of Lord Ram? The answer is yes, we can still sing, but the fact is that one becomes free of all bondages and obstructions if we sing the name of the Lord, the fame of the Lord, after cleansing the mirror of our minds. So there are two obstructions basically in this pursuit: lack of love towards the Lord and lack of sentiments towards the Lord. So two things you must remember: that Katha when it is being said and Katha when it is being listened. If there is no emotion in the speaker who is reciting the Katha, or the listener, if he does not have the emotion and sentiment when he's listening to the Katha, so basically, if this bhav or sentiment or mood is not coming up, is not taking place, that means there are huge obstructions. So ideally, love should develop, the mood should develop when reciting the name of the Lord, by speaking about the glory of the Lord, by listening to the glory of the Lord. So for this to happen, I must purify the mirror of my mind with the dust, pollen dust of the lotus feet of Holy Guru. So by the blessings of Guru, who cleanses the mirror of the mind, if you listen to the Katha by such devotees, and on the other hand, if you listen to the name of the Lord, the glory of the Lord, by those people who are not yet pure by the dust of the lotus feet of the Guru, there's a stark difference. So the effect produced by a devotee who is in love with the God, with the Lord, so his speech, his voice reflects and exhibits the mood and the essence of devotion. So waves of devotion develop strongly into the heart of listeners who listens to a pure devotee. So a devotee who is not that pure, who has not sought the blessings of the Guru, would not be able to produce the waves of mood and emotion of devotion when he is reciting the Katha. So the listener will not be able to develop the mood of devotion if he listens Katha from a person who has not got the mercy and blessings of the Guru. So supposedly, if Hanuman goes on to ask Goswami Tulsidas ji that you know the glory of Lord Ram from the very beginning of his childhood. So you should have offered this Mangalacharan at the very beginning. Why doing it here? So Acharyas have given a wonderful reasoning to this. Acharyas say that to understand the character of Lord is easy, but to understand the character of the devotee of the Lord is very, very tough. So in the Balkan, the mention was that of the Lord himself, but in the Adyakand, the character of the devotee is being mentioned. For example, that of Bharatji, that of Kevatji. So if you compare understanding the Lord, it's really a highly tough and challenging job to understand the character of a devotee of the Lord. So that's the reason when Goswami Tulsidas ji went on to sing the fame and the glory of the Lord himself, he did not go in for much of the Mangalacharan. But here in Ayodhya, because he has to glorify the devotees of the Lord like Bharatji and Kevatji, such Mangalacharans are being made to seek the blessings of the Lord so that justice is done to explain the character of the devotee of the Lord. So, even if you understand the Lord, it does not make a precondition that you will understand the devotee of the Lord. But if you understand the devotee, for sure it becomes an essential assurance that you'll be able to understand the Lord. So if you develop love for a devotee of the Lord, for sure you will be blessed and showered with the love of the Lord. But if you love the Lord, there is no guarantee that you will also love the devotee of the Lord. So, because this is a tough task to understand the devotee of the Lord, and hence prayers are being made and invoked for the Guru, that the Guru should bless us, Guru should give us his blessing so that we are able to understand the devotees of the Lord. So now we shall move upon to understand the character that we want to understand, which is Kevat, who is the devotee of the Lord. So we shall begin now to understand this devotee called Kevat, who is a very staunch and strong devotee of Lord Ram. So let us now focus at the bottom of our screens.
केवट आना कहीं तुमार में मरम जाना कहीं तुमार में मरम जाना. केवट चरित्र प्रारंभ करते हुए
So let us begin the Kevat Charitra. First chaupai is Mangi Nav na Kevatu Ana. So I'm sure some of you might be thinking that where this event might have occurred. So what you can see behind me is the bank of Ganga. Sita Maya Ramji are sitting and Kevat is offering his services at the lotus feet of Lord Ram, and Sri Lakshmanji is standing. So let us understand the context first. This event happened when Lord Ram was banished to the forest for 14 years. So when Lord Ram, accompanied by Sita Maya and Lakshmanji, when he started for moving towards the forest, entire people of Ayodhya said that because you are leaving Ayodhya, because you are abandoning Ayodhya, we would also come along with you and we would create Ayodhya wherever you would go, but we wouldn't stay here because you are leaving. So Lord Ram went on to convince all the Vasis, all the residents of Ayodhya to stay back at Ayodhya, but Awadhvasis did not agree and get convinced. Hence, Lord Ram, along with all the residents, all the people of Ayodhya, started walking and reached at the bank of river Tamsa. So it was almost around the time of evening. Lord Ramchandra is sitting under a tree. Along with him, Sita Maya is also sitting. Lakshmanji is standing, and all the Ayodhya-vasis are also sitting. And this is the time of evening, late evening. Now, all the Ayodhya-vasis started getting to sleep. So, Lord Ramchandra ji, when he noticed that all the Ayodhya-vasis are in deep sleep, he asked Sumantra ji to make the chariot ready. And Lord Ram, Maya Sita and Lakshman ji board the chariot and request Sumantra ji that you should drive the chariot in such a manner and in such a way that by the signs of wheel should not give a clue to anyone that where we have gone. So in this way, on the chariot, Sita Maya, Shri Ram and Lakshmanji reached Shringverpur. So basically this was the chariot of Dashrathji, a huge chariot. So Dashrathji had told Sumant that he is my son, Ram is my son, and he won't relent. So you do one thing, you take my chariot and take Lord Ram into this chariot for 8-10 days and then bring him back. So all the people of Shringverpur saw the flag of Dashrathji on this huge chariot, and they came near this chariot of Dashrathji because they thought perhaps Dashrathji himself had come. So all the residents of Shringverpur and also the king of Shringverpur, their leader Kevat, came to welcome King Dashrath with the thought that Dashrathji had come. And when they reached the chariot, they realized that it was not Dashrath, but Dashrath Nandan, Lord Ram. Looking at Lord Ram, Nishad Raj Guhu was given an embracing by Lord Ram. So basically, Nishad Raj and Lord Ram were friends. You've just celebrated Friendship Day, isn't it? So you must be wondering how come Lord Ram and Nishad Raj Guhu were friends. So Lord Ram basically went to Vashishti's ashram to learn the art of archery. So all the 4 brothers were coming back to Ayodhya after having learned the archery. So when they were walking, hundreds of people gathered together to have a look, to have a watch at Lord Shri Ram and his 3 brothers. And at that time, this Nishad Raj Guhu, who's the king now, was a young child at that time. He also had this desire to have a look at Lord Ram. But it so happened that whosoever were going to have darshans of Lord Ram were going to meet Shri Ram with some offering and gift. So the principle of the Vedas say that whenever we meet Lord, we should not go empty-handed, but with some gifts. So the son of Nishad, which is Guhu, he had this thought that what should I offer the Lord? What do I have that I should be offering to Lord Ram? So this small Guhu, what he did, he made a bow and an arrow of a small wooden stick. to offer to Lord Ram. So the crowd was overwhelmingly huge, and Nishad and the son Gu were standing at the back of this crowd, and there was no scope, no way out to reach Lord Ram. So Nishad and his son, when they were returning with heavy heart, Lord Ram went on to have a look at Nishad and his son. So Lord Ram asked Sumant to call for the Nishad and his son, who is carrying something in his hand like a bow and an arrow. So Sumant said, "Oh Lord, many people come like this." But Lord Ram insisted. Sumant went on to go for calling Nishad and his son, and he had a doubt if he has been called upon by Lord Ram. So now Sumant brought Nishad and his son Gu before Lord Ram. Now Nishad and his son were made to climb up the chariot, and Nishad and his son said that how is it possible that we climb your chariot, we come on board your chariot? There is no level of similarity between us. Now Lord Ram asked the young Nishad, the young son of Nishad, that what were you thinking? The young son said that I wanted to have your darshan and wanted to offer you this bow and arrow. Lord Ram went on to take this young son of Nishad with him in Ayodhya, and he stayed in Ayodhya. So this young son went on to become, over a period of time, the king of Nishad, Nishad Raj Guru. So this Nishad Raj said that Lord Ram goes on to declare that Lord Ram had called him his friend and he embraced me. And in this way, he went on to pass his time. Days went by. So he was taken strongly by happiness that such a friend of mine is coming to Shringberpur. But as he approached closer to Shri Ram and he saw that Lord Ram is wearing the tree bark and the deer skin as in the appearance of a saint. So this brought a lot of angst in the mind and heart of Nishad Raj against the mother Kaikai of Lord Shri Ram. Nishad Raj said, "O Ram, O Lord Ram, we are going to make you the king of Nishad, and you will act and stay as a king," to which Lord Ram rejected. Now this Nishad Raj had his mother who had a desire that what if Lord Ram comes to my house and I'm able to offer fruits to Lord. But Lord Ram had this vow that I won't go to a village, so I can't accept the kingdom. I will only roam around in forests. So Lord Ram could understand the desire of the mother of Nishad Raj, and he gave the benediction to the mother of Nishad Raj. So the same mother of Nishad Raj came and appeared as the fruit seller lady in the Dwapar Yuga. So the same mother of Nishad Raj was selling fruits which were bought by Lord Krishna in exchange of high, costly, valuable, precious ornaments and jewelries.
आपको फल खिलाऊंगी, क्योंकि प्रभु मर्यादा में थे, रामचंद्र मर्यादा में।
So Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam Ram.
चाहे मन चाहे उतना
So
खिला लो,
he had a vow that he would not go into the village. So this desire of the mother remained incomplete in the Dwapar Yuga, in the Treta Yuga. But Lord Krishna, he knows no Maryada, no limits.
प्रसन्न होकर अपने घर वापस जा रही थी। यमुना पार करने के लिए जब टोकरी नीचे उतारी तो देखा कि सारी टोकरी कीमती कीमती हीरे मोती रत्नों।
So this lady was too happy to offer all her fruits to Lord Krishna. Now when she was going back to cross river Yamuna, she saw that the basket was full of precious heavy jewelries. Looking at such precious heavy jewelries, you see, people like you and me would have become so happy. But when this lady saw that her basket is full of heavy, costly, beautiful, precious jewelry, she started crying very loudly. And sobbing and weeping, she addressed Lord Krishna and said, "Oh Krishna, why did you do this? Why did you give me this wealth? Why did you give me these pearls and rubies? It is not for these pearls and rubies that I had not offered you fruits. Why have you rejected me by offering me such precious jewelries? Oh Krishna, listen to me very carefully. I have fallen in love with you. I have affection towards you. And because of this love, I want love and affection in return. I don't want this wealth and jewelry in return. Those who demand money, those who demand jewelry in exchange of love, is a person who is at a loss. So whatever was there in the basket, the jewelry and everything, she threw it away in Yamuna. So now let's come back to Treta Yuga again. So Lord Ram has reached Shringvedpur, and Nishad Raj is very, very sad looking at the condition and appearance of the Lord. He was very displeased to see Lord Ram in a stage-like appearance. So Lord Ram rested for a while at Shringvedpur. And now the next day, he sets to move further. As he moves further, Lord Ram comes across river Ganga. And now he is required, Lord is required to cross river Ganga. And he sees all across, but he doesn't find anyone to help him cross the river. And now Lord Ram, looking in all directions, went on to spot one person sitting across on the other side of the river Ganga. So now Lord Ram goes on to call for the person who was sitting with his boat on the other side of the river. So Lord Ram goes on to say something what is there on the bottom of your screen. Magi now na kevatu ana kahiye tumhar marmu mein jana.
मांगी नाव न केवट आना.
Magi nav na kevatu ana. So it's said that I'm sure you might have heard about this katha, heard this katha also many times, but you see, pay attention to each and every word. So Mangi now, let us focus our attention on this. Who asked for boat? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you see, innumerable number of universe are created only with the flip of a second, who had gone on to take so many incarnations. So such Lord, before whom Shiv, Brahma and all Vishnus go on to offer their obeisances. Such Lord, who goes on to fulfill the desires of everyone. Such Lord is asking Kevat for what? For a board. So a board was being asked by the Lord. So the first event in the history of the Lord that he's asking something from his devotee. So you might say, even Vamanji asked, but Vamanji did not ask for himself. Vamanji asked for his devotee. Here, Lord Ram is asking for something from a devotee. For whom? For himself. Mangi na kevatu ana. So why at all Lord had to ask for something from Kevat? Why at all Lord was required to ask for a vote from Kevat? Because this event is happening at the bank, on the banks of river Ganga.
और गंगा का तट क्या है? गंगा माने क्या? मुझे प्रमाण दिखाना पड़ेगा. नीचे पहले देख लीजिए. नहीं है. गंगा माने क्या?
So Ganga means what? Let us try to understand. What is Ganga?
गंगा माने क्या? तो इसे
So Ganga means what?
राम भगति जहां सुरसरी धारा. सुरसरी धारा जहां पर है वहां क्या है? राम भगति. तो ये पूरा प्रसंग गंगा के
The stream Sursari is where there is devotion to Lord Ram. Ganga means devotion of Lord. So before devotion, it would be the Lord who would always ask. So the devotee never asks from the Lord. And those who ask from the Lord is never called a devotee. So those who ask from the Lord is a businessman, not a devotee. A devotee is not the one who asks for Lord. So those who never ask from Lord is called a devotee. So when devotees don't ask anything from Lord, so Lord goes on to ask himself from the devotee. So whenever there is devotion, it would always be Lord who would ask for something. So if you turn the pages of history, wherever devotion is to be found, Lord would always ask for. For example, the house of Yashoda ji, she was a strong devotee, and Lord Krishna would ask from Yashoda Maya that, "Oh Maya, oh mother, I want this moon toy." So one day Lord Krishna went on to ask from Yashoda Maya, and what did Lord Krishna ask from Yashoda Maya?
बिरज की चोरी से मैया करा दे मेरो ब्याह, मैया करा दे जहां भक्ति होती है वहां भगवान मांगते हैं।
So you see, whenever and wherever devotion is to be found, Lord would always ask.
मुझे मिश्री दे दे। ब्रज में भक्ति की गोपियों ने, कृष्ण ने
So
गोपियों
the
से मांगा क्या?
gopis
सांकरी
were in
फूल
devotion
मांगते,
towards
गोपियों से
Lord.
दान मांगते, गोपियों से माखन मांगते, और
Lord
गोपियां नहीं
used to
देती
ask
तो
for
माखन की मटकी
dhan,
फोड़ देते।
tax,
कहने का
butter,
मतलब ये है,
and when the gopis would not
मांगी
give,
नावन केवट
then he
आना।
would break the
मांगी
pots and
क्यों?
pitchers.
भगवान मांग इसलिए रहे हैं
So
क्योंकि
Lord
भक्ति
is asking
भक्ति
because
के तट पर खड़े हैं,
Lord is standing
भक्ति
at
के
the bank of Ganga,
रहकर
which is
भगवान
the bank of
नहीं मांगेगा।
devotion. So Lord would be required
और
to
कभी भगवान
ask
से नहीं मांगेगा।
because this is the bank of
और
devotion.
वो इसलिए
So
नहीं
Lord
मांगेगा।
will be asking
लेकिन
for
मैं तो क्या
something
कहूँ,
and not the devotee.
केवट जैसे मजदूर का कोई आदर नहीं करता।
So Kevat
हमारे
was
यहाँ लोग ना
just
मजदूरी
like
करते
a
हैं,
laborer
ऑटो रिक्शा
who's
चलाने
just
वाले को
working,
समझिए, ये
like
तो
an auto driver or a
विदेशी
bus
जाने वाले,
driver.
अमेरिका वाले नहीं जानेंगे,
So
यूएस वाले, केनिया,
you
ये सब
see,
भारत में आके
America,
करेंगे।
US, and
और
all
भारत में
won't
ऑटो
understand.
रिक्शा वाले को इज्जत कोई
But
नहीं
you see,
देता। बाहर के
in
देशों में औरतों
India,
को कोई आदर नहीं
nobody
करता।
pays respects to an auto driver or a
हम
bus
लोग सब
driver.
कुछ सुनते देखते भी है ना, ए रिक्शा,
So how do people call for a
ए
rickshaw
रिक्शा,
in India? Oh, rickshawala, come here.
स्टेशन जाओगे?
Oh, rickshaw puller.
हाँ,
Oh, auto one.
तो फिर जाओ ना, यहाँ क्यों खड़े
Would
हो?
would you come
बस
to
इसी
railway
प्रकार से
station?
अनादर करते हुए
So huge disrespects are hurled at auto drivers
लेकिन
and
जीवन
rickshaw
में प्रथम
pullers.
बार आज
But for the
इस
first time in their life,
जीवन भर केवट ने आदेश का सुर सुना था,
this
लेकिन
Kevat
आज केवट ने
had heard orders and
निवेदन का
commands.
सुर सुना है
But for the first time, he heard the words of request.
के सामने भगवान मांग रहे हैं।
Lord was
केवट को
placing a
लगता है
request before Kevat.
कि मानो भगवान आदर के साथ कहते हैं, मांगी नाव, अजी केवट नौका लेकर आओ।
So Lord was asking to Kevat,
यानी के
"Oh
श्रम का
Kevat,
सही
please come
मूल्यांकन हो रहा
along
है।
with the boat." So it's like
मानो भगवान कह रहे
the
हैं,
labor of a laborer
नाव पर
is
तो
actually
तुम्हारा ही
being paid.
अधिकार है भाई, नाव तो
The
तुम्हारी है,
relevant
केवट
respect
तुम्हारा ही अधिकार है,
that Lord
तुम ही
Ram,
देखो,
is being
तुम ही
sensed to be
भागवत
saying in
आरती
a
कर
mode
सकते हो,
that,
हमें पार
"Oh Kevat,
कर सकते हो,
the
इसलिए
boat
हम तुमसे
certainly
क्षमा
belongs to
मांगते हैं।
you. May you please help
जीवन
us
भर
to
तक
cross the bank."
लोगों की ताने सुनने वाला,
Throughout
लोगों
the
के
life,
आदेश
the
सुनने
one
वाला, आज
who
जब
had
किसी ने
become
निवेदन का
used
सुर
to
सुना, केवट
listening
की आंखों
the
में आंसू
commands and
भर आए।
orders of people.
प्रथम बार केवट से
So for the first
आदेश
time when he
लेकर
heard
नहीं, प्रथम
words
बार केवट
of
इसलिए
compassion and
मांग रहा
request,
है, मांगी नाव।
tears started rolling out of the
क्या
eyes
ऐसे
of
भी दे
Kevat.
सकते थे?
So you see, Lord Ram could have also issued an order or commanded
मेरा राजा
that, "Oh Kevat, come, I am the son of Dashrath,
दोनों हाथ जोड़ते हैं।
come with your boat." But here, what is Lord Ram doing? He's placing a
कि
request
जीवन भर
before
तो लोग
Kevat.
आदेश देते रहे, लेकिन आज कोई निवेदन कर रहा
So
है,
Kevat might
मांग
have been
रहा है।
thinking
निश्चित
that
यह नर रूप
throughout life,
नारायण है,
people had been
नारायण
commanding
राम का
orders,
स्वरूप
hurling orders at
मूल्यांकन
me.
कर रहे हैं। वास्तव
But
में
the
इस
one who is
श्लोक
making a
के श्रम का
request
सही मूल्यांकन
would
भगवान ही कर
certainly
सकते हैं,
be
कोई
Lord
साधारण व्यक्ति
Himself,
नहीं। ये मेरे इष्ट
because
आराध्य प्रभु राम है।
only Lord can Himself be the only one
वेदों में पूछा गया,
who can
इस
actually
दुनिया में महान कौन है?
value the
उसका
labor of
जवाब
a
है, वही
laborer.
है जो
So it
दूसरों को
is none
गति
other than the
सिखाता
Lord
है।
Himself. So it's like, who
भगवान
can be
राम
called as
अपने आप में
great?
केवट को महान समझ रहे हैं,
A
और
person can be
निवेदन करके
considered
कह रहे
great
हैं,
and wise if
मांगी
he
नाव।
considers others as great and wise.
अब देखिए, थोड़ा सा
Somebody who
समझाने
considers
के लिए
others
कि
as
हम
great
जान
and
पाए।
wise can only be himself great
मांगी
and wise.
नावन केवट आना, ये अर्धाली, पहले आधा समझ लीजिए।
So let us
मांगी
understand
नावन
the first half
केवट
of
आना,
this. Magi nav na
व्याकरण के
ana.
अनुसार देहली दीपक न्याय की तरह इसके दो दो अर्थ होंगे या तीन अर्थ होंगे।
There might be 2 to 3
व्याकरण में
meanings
न्याय
of
क्या
this.
है? न्याय शास्त्र आपने सुना होगा, ज्यादा गहराई में नहीं जाए, लेकिन मैं सरल बताऊं, व्याकरण में एक न्याय है, बहुत सारे न्याय हैं, अर्ध कुकुट न्याय और भी, लेकिन यहाँ
So
पर
going by the grammar, going by the rules of
देहली
grammar,
दीपक न्याय,
of daily Dipakniya. So it's like all of a sudden it goes dark, and now that you need some light, you need light both inside and outside of house, and that you just have one bulb or a one lamp. So place the lamp at the entrance of the house. So this way there would be illumination both inside and outside the house. Similarly, Magi Naf Na Kevatuana. This alphabet Na is just like that lamp placed at the entrance of the house. So it is neither inside nor outside. Its illumination is reaching both inside and outside of the house. So if we place this Na, this letter Na earlier or before this, then it would appear something like this. Magi Navna Kevatuana. So if we go by this line, the meaning would be different. So going by this line, if we justify it on the lines of grammar, that Lord Ram did not ask for boat, but still Kevat came. So Lord Ram did not ask for boat, and still Kevat came. So Kevat would have come. Why? Because in my area, Lord has come, who is the giver of everything to everyone. So if the Lord himself has come in my area, I should myself go and offer the boat to him. So going by the same principle, if we place this alphabet Na in both the parts, so second meaning shall appear, Magi Navna Na Kevatu Ana. So when we place this alphabet Na in both the segment, Magi Navna Na Kevatu Ana. So neither Lord Ram asked for both, nor Kevat came. So the meaning is that Kevat might have thought, when he is not himself asking me for the boat, why should I go and carry the boat? So both Lord Ram and Kevat were standing, or would have been standing, at either banks of the river. So let us now place the lamp outside the entrance of the house. So Magi Nav Na Kevatu Ana means, so Lord Ram goes on to ask for Kevat that, oh Kevat, you should come along with your boat, but now Kevat is not coming. So Lord Ram is asking Kevat for his boat, but Kevat is not coming. So it's like Lord Ram is requesting for Kevat to come along with his boat, but Kevat is not relenting. So this third meaning seems more appropriate and suitable for us, that Lord Ram is asking for the boat, but Kevat is not relenting. He is not yielding. So Lord Ram is asking for the boat, but still Kevat is not relenting. What is the reason behind this? So there are many reasons about this. So the most important reason for Kevat not coming is that Kevat can realize and feel that Lord Ram is too sad at heart. Why? not because that he has been banished to forest, because he had to leave the residents of Ayodhya. He had to leave his devotees at Tamsa river. He had to leave Sumant also just a while back. So Kevat basically is making an attempt to make Lord happy. So he wanted to bring a smile on the face of Lord Ram by not relenting to the requests of Lord Ram from Kevat to bring his boat along. So he wants to bring some laughter to Lord Ram's face. So you see, in this katha, when we talk about Kevat, I'll make you so much laugh and smile. This character of Kevat basically would kill us by making us laugh and laugh. Perhaps Lord Ram during his entire pastime would not have laughed so much as he would laugh in this context of Kevat character. So some people kill you by making you weep, isn't it? For example, COVID has killed people by making them weep and cry, isn't it? Some people would make you die by making you eat and eat. You see, 15-20 days when we were not doing the Katha on Zoom, I had been visiting some devotees. Trust me, what a torture by making us offer and eat the offerings. And Kevat actually will make you die out of laughter. See, laughter is of 6 kinds. One is smith, hasit. Third is visit. Fourth is uphasit. Fifth is uphasit. Sixth is ati hasit. So before Kevat, Lord Ram went on to cross all the limits of laughter, and ultimately it was ati hasit. So Kevat is not appearing before the Lord because he wants to make him laugh to the maximum extent. So he would make Lord laugh. And in our Shastras, laugh is called as one of the rasas or mellows. So, offering the mellow of laughter to Lord, we have begun this katha of Kevat. So there was some technical glitch because of which katha started off late, and that's the reason we've extended also. From tomorrow we should start very much on time and try to bind up on time. So you all have been lending a patientful hearing. I extend all my greetings and my gratitude to each one of you. So in the days to come, we'll try to cover as much as possible and as much in details as possible. So I extend my gratitude to each one of you, and special thanks to Patni family, Damji Bai, Dudi Ben, Kanji Bai, Jaya Ben, Prabhudas ji, Jasu Ben, Chotu Bai ji, entire Patni family, Naveen Bhai, Ranjan Ben, Ramesh Bhai, Urmi Ben, Arvind Bhai, Indra Ben, and Shubha Ben. Wonderful thanks to each one of you. So let us call off for the Katha today, and we shall meet tomorrow for the second day's Katha. All glories to Sri Ramchandra.
जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की